episode of Mr. Ashodi's Snapchat Science. Now today what we want to be looking at is homeostasis and kidney function. Now by the end of this video, we want to, one, define the process of homeostasis. We then want to go on to explain the function of the kidneys. And then after that, we want to explain the process of blood filtration. So let's get right into it. Now, if we're looking at this process of homeostasis, homeostasis is your body's unique way of keeping its internal conditions stable, keeping the internal environment at a constant. However, what do we mean by that term internal conditions or internal environment? This homeostasis really controls your body temperature. It could be to do with your blood glucose levels. It could be to do with the water content inside your body, the amount of mineral ions inside your blood, and also waste products that are inside your blood. Now, if we're looking at this process of homeostasis, okay, let's look at these waste products. What are the waste products that need to be controlled? Now, two examples are carbon dioxide, which we've previously looked at. Carbon dioxide, as you know, is produced during respiration, okay, and is simply passed out of the body via the breathing process, via the lungs, okay? However, we've got a new waste product that is unique, and we want to look at it in terms of the kidney, and it is urea. Now, urea is produced by the liver, okay, and it's produced when amino acids are broken down. Now, this urea needs to be passed to the kidneys, and the kidneys are going to make sure that the urea exits the body in the form of urine, okay? With excess water and ions as well, depending on how much the body needs. Don't forget, we need to keep that water and ion content constant. Now, in our next couple of videos, we're going to look at how temperature, ion content, water and blood glucose levels are also controlled, all under the umbrella of homeostasis, keeping the body conditions constant. But today we're going to focus solely on the kidney function. So let's get right into it with the kidneys. Now, in your body, you have two kidneys. Now, the kidneys have a very special role because their role is to essentially clean the blood. The kidneys are really important because they need to get rid of any extra water, any extra ions, and all of the urea, okay? And that all needs to be kicked out of the body via the urine. So let's look at how your kidneys do this. Now, your kidneys are supplied with the blood that needs to be cleaned by this red tube here, and that is an artery, okay? And all of the blood that needs to be cleaned enters the kidneys via this arteries. And this artery then splits off into little capillaries, which we'll look at in a second or so. Now, once the blood is cleaned, it then exits the blood, okay, or exits the kidney, sorry, shall I say, via the veins, okay? Now, so we've got our blood in via the arteries and our blood out via the veins, okay? Now, anything that needs to be passed out of the body, it could be urea, it could be excess water, or it could be ions, passes out via this ureter tube, okay, and passes out of the bladder essentially once we go and urinate, okay? So, let's look at the actual process of getting rid of any excess water, ions, and in particular getting rid of the urea that has been passed into the blood. So, as we said, blood enters the kidneys via an artery, okay, and this artery breaks off into tiny capillaries. Don't forget, going back to diffusion, capillaries have a thin walls, therefore there's a shorter diffusion pathway. You've got to link them all in your exam question. Now, once the arteries break off into the capillaries, it links up with these things in the kidneys known as tubules. So these are these yellow tubes that you can see. Now, what happens is, all of the urea, water, ions, and glucose that are inside the blood, they need to pass from the blood into the tubules. So that's what happens. All of the water, urea, glucose, and excess glucose and ions that are inside the blood passes into these tubules. Now, the body is really smart because the body realizes that it needs to hold on to the glucose. So, at a later stage known as reabsorption, all of the glucose passes back into the blood. Any water that is not excess water and any ions which are not excess ions pass back into the blood. And the urea is passed out, okay? So the urea stays in the tubules and is passed out of the body via the urine, okay? Now, it's really important that we understand. Your body, don't forget we said, is trying to keep your internal conditions constant. So, if you have too much water in your body, the tubules will hold on to much more water during the process of reabsorption. If you don't have enough water inside your body, okay, then the tubules will adjust accordingly. So it's really that process of the blood coming in, having the water, okay, the ions, glucose and urea, then they all pass down the tubules, okay? Glucose is reabsorbed into the tubules, but so is any water that is needed and any ions that are needed, okay? The only thing that stays in the tubules are urea and any excess. So when there's too much water or ions, okay, and they pass out the body, okay, in the process via urine, okay, and the kidneys pass this now filtered content from the blood down to the bladder. Now, the kidneys work in 3 stages, as we've said, okay, so let's look at this, okay, and this slide, it can be used for you to pause with a diagram of the tubules and the blood for you to make your notes. So we have filtration first of all. So all of the water, ions, glucose and urea passes from the blood into the tubules, as you saw in the previous diagram, okay? But then the next step is reabsorption, but it's selective reabsorption because only certain things that are needed by the body are held on to. So as we said, don't forget, all of the glucose is reabsorbed back into the blood, okay? Any water that is needed, any ions that are needed. The urea, okay, the waste and the excess water and the excess ions are passed out, okay, and you're removed via the urethra, okay? So, hopefully guys, by the end of this video, you are able to now define the process of homeostasis, describe the function of the kidneys, and explain the steps involved in blood filtration. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and revise. Mr. Ashodi, signing out.